What happened in the last moment was very shocking, so make sure to watch till the end. So we started with e4, c5, knight z3, d6. Well, I kind of knew that my opponent was playing this variation, so I prepared for that. g3, g6, bishop g2, bishop g7, d3, knight c6, knight on e2, and e5. Well, in this moment, my opponent got quite surprised that I played e5, so he started thinking a lot and played h4. Well, instead of h4, here's variation knight d5, castle, etc. But h4 seems okay move, but it's still inaccuracy. I played h6. Well, idea of bishop g4 would be also great here. After on f3, bishop on e6. But I wanted to play h6. If he would play h5, I would play g5, that's why. He played h5, I played g5, and f4. Where f4 is mistake. Instead of f4, he should have played bishop on f3, and then knight on d4, probably, or knight on f6, but knight d4 also is a really good move to centralize knight here. But he played f4, and I played bishop g4. Well, instead of bishop g4, I could have taken on f4 and then play bishop g4. I did not do that, and I immediately played bishop g4, which is also fine. Bishop on f3, another mistake. I took, and then I played knight on f6. Here, I already got big advantage because pawn on h5 is hanging, and I'm really happy with it. And he played queen d2, and I took on h5. Seems really good position for black, as I can castle in queen side very soon, and I have extra pawn. Castle, I traded this bishop. Actually, this is what I wanted because this bishop on f4 was strong, so I really needed to get rid of it. He took with queen, and I played h5. Instead of h5, queen g5 would be also a very good move here to trade these queens. And after rook d g1, probably bishop on e2. But I kind of didn't like queen g5. I was thinking if he would take queen and then he would play rook on h8. I was thinking that I have not developed my rook yet, so I was thinking that g5 would be weak. So, of course, some hallucinations happens when you play chess. So that's why I didn't play queen g5. I played h5, which is also a normal move. King b1, bishop on e5, queen d2, and queen d7. Instead of queen d7, I was thinking to play queen b6, but I didn't like d4. And I was thinking if I would take, he would have knight d5, and then I kind of didn't like that my king would stay in the center, but actually I had queen on a5, only move here, which I did not see. And if queen d3, just simply castle. And if he takes with queen, knight on a5, and this is absolutely winning. He can't take because I'm going to take exchange. He should have played rook d1 and the castle, and I have 2 extra pawns. So that's why I didn't play queen b6, which was all like the best move here to play, but queen d7 is also a good move, which gives me big advantage here. He played rook df1 and I castled, which is normal continuation. Knight d5, h4, knight on f4, and rook dg8. I kind of started panicking actually. Well, I have extra pawn, but it's not that easy to continue in this position how to play. Well, h3 would be best move here, and the bishop on f3, and just play bishop e6. I should have been more dynamic here, because as you have extra pawn, in general, if you have something extra, you should try to use it as much as possible. So that's why this already gives me huge advantage, and almost winning after rook on h4, attacking this knight. So that's why you should be really active when you play chess. Rook dg8, which is normal move, but it gives some ideas for white, like maybe bishop on h3, try to trade these knight squared bishops. Knight on h3, and I played rook g6, which was mistake. Well, as I said, I started panicking because I kinda didn't know how could I have continued here. Just regular bishop e6 would be much better, try to open this rook on g file, but I played rook g6. My idea was to play f6 and protect my bishop. So knight on f3, bishop e6, knight on f5, another mistake. I was thinking bishop on a2, which is kind of winning here, but I did not calculate anything after king on a2, like knight b4, king b3, and how I'm winning here, I don't know. Probably I should have played d5 here, but that's not that easy to calculate. Well, I should have done that, and if c3 here is just c4, and takes, and I'm winning queen. I was thinking bishop on a2, I really don't know, I did not play that, but yeah, it's hard to calculate sometimes. So rook on hg8, knight on h4, and rook g2, which is absolutely winning now, because I have 2 extra pieces, and thankfully I saw all of this. Knight d4. Well, I was thinking queen g4, but I didn't like knight on e1. Takes, 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 and queen on e3. Rook on h1. This is absolutely winning. Yeah, as I am overthinker, I still did not play this move, which would be really good to play. I play knight d4, knight on f4, bishop g4, rook on f1, knight on f3, queen c1, and queen b5. It's still winning. c4, queen on a5, knight d5, knight d2, king c2, knight on f1. Everything is going very well. Plus, I have really small time, and I'm really nervous because I really didn't want to lose or make a draw because my opponent was more than 250 rated less player, so that's why. But he was playing really well. Knight d7, king d7 takes, knight g3, and queen on a2. Well, knight on e2 would be good move also, which I was thinking before, but I didn't like queen g5. And here I should have played bishop on e6, and that's absolutely winning. If queen on e7, king c8, queen on f8, king c7. If check, bishop d7, and now this pawn is hanging at probably checkmate. But well, as an overthinker, I took on a2. I wanted to be protected here. Rook g3. Probably his idea was if I would take, he would play knight on f6. Sorry. If I would take, he would play knight on f6. But I played queen on a4, and I took on g3, which was a mistake. I didn't have enough time to calculate bishop d1, idea of bishop e3, and checkmate. Like, if knight on f6 here, I'll just simply take, and, I'm getting back my piece. And if not knight on f6, then I don't know, moves like rook g2, probably bishop b3, and he just can't properly protect queen on a2. And I could not calculate, so I immediately took on g3, and I blundered knight on f3. King c8, he took, queen b3. This is drawish. Actually, it's supposed to be a draw. But what happened here will make you really shocked. My opponent played knight on e5. I was like really shocked, like, why did you do that? Are you giving me free piece? Because I simply took it. And then I realized he thought that he could play queen on g4 from c1. Like, probably he again hallucinated, which is unfortunately common for chess players. And when he played queen g4, I was like, wait, how it's possible? Like, queen is on c1, and he immediately resigned. But even if he could play queen on g4, I would just play king c7 and I'm winning. Oh my gosh, this was so funny, but thankfully he did because I won the game and I was really happy here, so yeah. And if you liked the video, make sure to give thumbs up and subscribe my YouTube channel.